everyone. Today I will be talking about the Jeffrey Aspen case on his suicide in prison, and here's about the gun control. It's about guns. So today I'll be talking about Jeffrey Aspen. The 3 points that I want to make to you guys about why Jeffrey Aspen was in jail, what jail was Jeffrey Aspen in, and why Jeffrey Aspen killed himself. Have everybody heard about the Jeffrey Aspen suicide? Okay, good. So, today we're learning about why he killed himself. My first point, why Jeffrey killed himself. Jeffrey committed suicide in prison. The reason Jeffrey committed suicide in prison because he was in prison for sex trafficking. Sex trafficking is a very bad thing to do, and it's against the law. He thought that he had lots of money, that he would be able to get away with things like that, and holding them on other islands and stuff like that. Jeffrey Aspen was in the Manhattan jail in New York City. There were a gun found on the premises of the correctional. Jeffrey Aspen killed himself. My second point, he killed himself because he hung himself in the prison. There were 2 guards that was on duty that night. The 2 guards that was on duty supposed to be doing security rounds, saying that they were going to check and make sure that the inmates was okay. And Jeffrey, prior to that, there was a week-long lockdown that was going on. Jeffrey was kind of stressed out because of his sex trafficking charges against him. Jeffrey decided to hang himself and commit suicide. As he committed suicide that night, the guards were supposed to have been doing security rounds every 15 minutes to 30 minutes to an hour. They're supposed to have been checking their rounds. Instead of them going around checking on the inmates, making sure they was okay, they was on their phones, they were playing games, and they was taking naps, not checking to make sure they was okay. The next morning, it was discovered that Jeffrey Aspen had hung himself. Nobody knew when that it happened because the 2 guards that was on duty that night falsified documents. So when you falsify documents, it means you're doing something illegal or against the rules. So therefore, the investigators had to come out and see why and how Jeffrey was killed. They got a tip saying that there was a gun on the facility property. They had to do a shakedown over the whole compound to find this gun that they got this tip on. He wasn't killed by the gun. He committed suicide. But since it was locked down already, somebody gave them a tip to look for that too. They found the gun, but they was really trying to see how was it smuggled into the jail. How did it get there? Somebody can't be doing their job. People's lives are in jeopardy. You have to look out for others as you look out for yourself. Guns are very dangerous. My third point that I want to make is how the gun ended up in the jail. The gun appeared to be in the jail because someone smuggled it in. They wasn't checking to make sure that the metal detector was working very right, like it's supposed to be. They got the gun in the jail. It's normal for them to get contraband and stuff like that into the jail, but a gun is very rare. According to the New York Times, Jeffrey hung himself because of the stressful things that was going on in the prison and having to deal with the sex trafficking. Other inmates knew they gave him problems, so he decided to take his own life. Today, I have talked to you about 3 points. The first point was how Jeffrey killed himself. He committed suicide in the prison. My second point was, where did this happen? It happened in the Manhattan jail. And my third How did they know that there was a gun in the jail? Because someone tipped them off. So today I have talked to you about 3 things about who Jeffrey Aspin was. He was a sex trafficking person who was put into prison and he hung himself, committed suicide. Second, where did this happen? It happened in a Manhattan jail. And third, how did they know about the gun? Because somebody tipped them off. I hope everyone have got a good understanding and learned everything that was wanted to be told about Jeffrey Aspin on today. Thank you.